Hi folks, I made some blueberry wine for some wild blueberries in the fall time, maybe 2 months ago or so, and it was just too sweet. There was actually so much sugar in it that I'm not really too sure if I think it's just juice for the most part. I don't think there's a whole lot of alcohol in it, but I can't detect the alcohol because there's so much sugar in it. So what I decided to do, I kind of didn't do anything with it. I just left it alone and tried to do some research on very sweet wine and what to do with it. And there was a lot of suggestions, and I didn't take any of them suggestions. What I decided to do was to try to basically give it a second round of fermentation. And what I did, I have 2 jugs. This one here is the one that I've already done, and this is the one I'm about to do. You can see how much juice is in here, about that point there. It's one of these water bottles. And this one here is undergoing some pretty good fermentation right now. So it's telling me that it's probably going to work pretty good. So I'm going to make the attempt and do the second bottle. And what I'm going to use, and what I use for this bottle already, is pineapple. I'm going to use 4 cans of it. That's what I did with the other one, and it seems to work good. And I'm going to add in some water. This is distilled water, not tap water. You don't want to use tap water if your tap water has bleach and chlorine and stuff like that in it. Here's the wine itself. You can see it. It really looks nice. It's very rich. It actually tastes quite well, except it's very, very sweet. Almost like a juice. Can't really taste any alcohol whatsoever. I'm sure there's some in there, but just can't taste it because the sugar overpowers it. And I really like wine. I'm not a huge amount drinker of the stuff, but I do like it. I like to have a glass a day or so. So I'm going to mix this up. I'll show you this bottle here. Put my hand over the bubbler so you can see it a little bit better. You can see it's kind of doing its thing. This is day 4 now with it. So it is slowing down somewhat, but the process is still continuing. So that's telling me that the sugars that's in the juice already is being transformed into a higher alcohol percentage. So I like the results of that. And I'm going to continue and do this second bottle. So all I'm going to do basically is I'm going to dump these pineapples in here like so. Another can here, like so. And another can here, like so. And another can here, like so. It's 4 cans I'm using. It's my own measurement. It's nothing, I'm not following any chart or any of the above. That can just fell off the counter. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to basically kind of mash them up a little bit, just basically to break them up, pulverize them somewhat. More for the reason to get them into the bottle easier. You can see it's kind of mushing them. They do have the pineapples that's already kind of mushed up, but I like pineapple, and I just eat the rings. Is how I eat them. So, well, instead of making a special trip back to the store to get the pineapple that would already be basically mushed up, I'll just mush it up myself. It's not really needed to do this, but I'm going to do it anyway. The process would still work even if I put them in there whole. So you can kind of see what I'm doing here and how this is turning out. It's kind of just getting mushed up a little bit. I just basically want to break the rings up. Is what I'm aiming for. And I'll show you the yeast that I've always used, and it seems to work okay. Well, there'll be a lot of debate, I imagine, over it's the wrong yeast and all this kind of stuff, but that's okay. Debate it away. I've been using this for quite a few years, and it works fine for me, so I'm just going to continue using it. You might be a little shocked when you see what the yeast is, but just the same, I will continue using it. And I don't need any suggestions on what yeast I should be using or should not be using. Not really interested. That's probably going to do it. Good enough there. And here it is. Here's the yeast. Let's see if you can see it. There. That's what I use. So I already made myself some water. It's warm, not hot. If it's too hot, it'll kill the yeast. You don't want to do that. Or at least I don't want to do that. So then I'll take the spoon here and I'll put about maybe this much. Yeah, maybe a little more. Yeah, something like that. Well, maybe just a little dash more. Something like that. I guess 2 spoonfuls is what I use. Then I will leave that kind of dissolve in that warm water. Then after it dissolves, I'll basically mix it in here, along with adding some water to fill this bottle up to where I want to bring the level mark to. In my case, it's right underneath these dimples here. So I have about this much to put in there of liquid in the pineapple. Then it'll ferment and it'll kind of foam up a little bit, and I'll have lots of top room for. Well, my battery decided to die and I had to change out the battery in the camera, so hopefully this battery will hold up a little bit better. So we can see here it's kind of dissolved into that warm water, lukewarm water. There's a few little chunks. I'll just give it a few more seconds here, or maybe more towards a minute. Yeah, I'm happy with how it is there now. So what I'll do now is I'll just basically pour this in here, like so. And I'll take this little glass of wine here already, or juice, or I'm not really too sure what it is, but it's a blueberry juice of some sort, with a little bit of alcohol, I'm sure, but I don't think a whole lot. So I'm going to put it back in the jug, of course. And then I'll take my water here and do this. And I'll probably end up making a mess. That's okay too. I'll just shake it in here like this, stir it around, and do that kind of thing. And then basically I will put this in this jug, which I won't show. And I'll shake this jug up really good. You know, put the cap back on it and give it a good shaking to mix everything up really good. And wait out the process. And in a few hours, maybe by the end of the day, which is about 8 hours away from this point, the fermentation should start up. And then I'll leave it and let it do its thing for a week and see how it turns out. So thank you for watching, folks. Subscribe if you have not, and thank you very much for those that already have.